Good morning from
And
Las
then
Vegas.
and I think we're live.
Did we do it?
Yeah, I think we
I think
did it.
we're on. Good
Hey,
morning, everybody.
Good morning from Lake Atitlan. Oh, Eve, you want to be
I
part
do
of the
want to be on
live?
Dad's
Oh,
lap.
come up here. Oh my God.
What a big sook. What is going on, hey?
I think
Are you being a big sook? She feels like something's up.
yeah,
I think
she was thinking like we're doing something.
Because we've been like getting ready this morning, and we look like we're ready to leave the house,
Yeah.
and she's like, "What's happening?" Oh, sweet girl.
It's like 9 o'clock now, or I guess where we are. The live just started, but maybe we'll just give it a few minutes. Thanks to everybody who's been waiting. Hopefully, we didn't keep you for too long, but thanks for joining us. We're coming from Lake Atitlan in Guatemala. Oh, I think it's time to get off.
Yeah, she's good now.
All right.
She's had her snuggle.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, what a gorgeous day we've got going.
And like, we wanted to do a live from here because these views that we have from our Airbnb are just bonkers. Like, we have been loving our time here. We actually keep extending naturally as we do because it's just so beautiful. We've been like working out of here. You guys are actually like where our house is, like where the room is that we work out of. And obviously we just have like these views constantly while we're working.
Yeah.
It's been so cool. Everyone told us that Lake Atitlan was like one of the most incredible places that you could visit in Guatemala. And we loved our last spot. We stayed there for like 3 months. We loved it so much. So I just couldn't imagine it getting better. And then we got here. I'm like, oh, it's even better here. So anyways, we're having a really, really lovely time here.
Can you see the comments? I just want to see if you guys
Yeah,
are
I
like...
can see comments. I see...
If you guys are seeing and hearing us, sorry, really quickly. If you're seeing and hearing us, okay, please just let us know.
Yeah, there's about, I think, a 15-second delay from when we say something and when you guys hear it. So hopefully we can like see those comments coming through.
The comments are pretty quick though.
Yeah. Yeah, George, good morning from Las Vegas. Nice to see you from Vegas. That's awesome. And I see Brilliant Mind. What country are you guys celebrating Christmas? We have absolutely no idea.
Gosh,
I wish we knew what country we were going to next.
Really great question.
We really don't.
We're going to do like a Q&A,
Yeah.
but we figure we're going to have like at least something to, like we call it the Nicole and Miko program, to just,
That's what Miko called it.
just chat about just their past few years of travel and YouTube, and then we want to answer some questions that you guys submitted either on YouTube or on Instagram, and also then answer just whatever questions come in on the chat. But
yeah, so sorry, go ahead.
if you have a question, please just maybe save it until later on. Just otherwise we might lose it in the chat.
Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we had some like thoughts for ourselves we wanted to share, and then we'll get into questions that were submitted, and then we'll chat with you guys. I know you just said that. I just wanted to recap it.
The birds
Oh, wow,
are
here they go.
super loud. Can you see if everything is good
Washington.
audio and video wise?
Good
Anyone
to see
saying
you
anything?
guys. No one said anything about how the quality is. I hope that means you guys
Hopefully
can
it
hear
means
us
it's
and see us. Our internet here is like pretty touchy. So one of the things I will say is maybe we'll try to remember to repeat this partway through this in case other people join. But if we like suddenly disappear off your screen, we've just probably lost internet, and we have some backups in place to fix that. So if that happens, just hold tight and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. But yeah, just be a little patient with us and our internet at our little cabin here.
I'll also mention that if...
someone's here from Calgary.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to all
Thanksgiving.
the Canadians that are joining us.
Yeah, we wish we were home with our families right now celebrating. But
Turkey dinner sounds pretty good, actually.
my mother's cooking sounds amazing.
We also wanted to say that, like, obviously we're live right now, but if you can't make the live, or the entire live, a replay of this video will be posted on our channel. If you go to our channel and then in the live tab of our channel, you should be able to see it. Posted there like soon after the live goes up. And then also, if you're watching this as a replay, welcome.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, thanks for joining
Tuning
us.
in.
Were you saying something?
No, it's cool to see people who are here from Canada. Someone's here from Vancouver. Nice to see you, Leanne. I'm not too sure how to say your name, but that's awesome. Jamie says it looks and sounds good, and so does George. So we're good. Okay, I'm so glad.
Awesome.
Miko's been spending a lot of time testing this new setup because we're just figuring out lives properly.
We're trying to get better at trying to do more of these lives, and I feel like I always feel compelled to do like a live from like when we get to a cool place. And
we tried to do this 2 weeks ago, and then what happened? Oh, we just got
too busy.
so busy and we couldn't do it. But I think I'm glad because we wouldn't have done it from here, and this is so beautiful.
Like
so
that lake is just amazing, and
we're in heaven.
We've been getting up so early. So really quick before we get into
Hello from Chicago.
the program, like we've been getting up so early because the sunrises here have been so amazing.
Eevee usually barks at 5:45.
Yeah.
At a bird or a squirrel, I think.
Yeah.
And then we just wake up and watch the sunrise from our bed. We can see this.
This is literally the same view from our bed.
Yeah,
so
the bed, the room, the wall in front of our bed is just windows. So I actually took a little tour of this place, and I'll post on Instagram once we leave. But I feel like it's just, I'll post it after we've gone. But yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah.
We're in heaven. I also see a message here from Erica Goldberg. She's one of our members. So I do want to welcome our members. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
We have channel memberships for anybody who's not aware, and it's just like a place where we actually do like weekly updates in video form.
We try to do more of these lives as well with our members.
Yeah, usually try to do once a month.
And
just really casual, what's actually going on behind the scenes besides our videos.
Yeah, it's only a few dollars a month too.
Yeah.
So I think it's
tried to make it super affordable. That was the goal.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, Erica.
Yeah, and thanks to all of the members that we have. We really appreciate your support and supporting our channel.
Yeah, it's a cool community.
But I think we should chat a little bit about YouTube, hey?
Yes. I do want to say really quick, Erica just said, do you ever share which Airbnbs you stay at after you leave? Of course, yeah, absolutely we do. So in this case, we'll put a link. Actually, usually if we like do an Airbnb tour, I often will put the links in the video description just in case anyone's interested. It's kind of just, honestly, if I remember when I'm putting the description together. But I can for this place. Maybe I'll try and remember to put it on the Instagram story just so that anybody who's seen it, because we've raved about it, can get access to it. That's a good question.
Yeah, the thing with Airbnbs, we always try to, if we book an Airbnb and we decide to extend, we always try to extend like off the app, and it ends up becoming a lot cheaper. So actually at face value, when you look at this Airbnb, it'll be like what is it, like 40 or 50 a night?
Yeah, originally we were paying, it was supposed to be 76 Canadian a night with the dog fee.
Yeah.
But they actually waived that for us. That was nice. So it was only 66 Canadian a night. That was on Airbnb, and then off of Airbnb it's been like 40.
Yeah.
Oh no, 50 CAD.
I guess what I'm saying is that always kind of like, I'm a little bit hesitant to always tell people which Airbnbs we're staying at, because I feel like whenever they see the actual Airbnb, the price is a lot higher.
If it's on Airbnb,
if it's on Airbnb, but the reality is we just booked it off the app, and
we do a few days or a week there. Yes, okay.
I'm
just so excited because there's so many folks here from Canada, and honestly, I wasn't sure if we get any Canadians because it's Thanksgiving weekend, and we were like, shoot, maybe people are busy, or maybe people just like want to have a chat while they're cooking their turkey dinner and prepping dinner tonight. I don't know. So honestly, happy Thanksgiving, you guys.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I also just want to warn, like, I'm sorry, we're gonna try our best to like look at the chat, but like I do want to be able to talk to you, and because you always stare at the chat.
I know. I'm monitoring the chat. Sorry, guys.
And this is why we need like a moderator next time.
I know.
Yeah, if only
shout out to a moderator.
If only this dog can become moderator and moderate our chat.
My mom says that my family dog is watching Eevee. Eevee girl, Jenny's watching you. That's so sweet.
Okay, so
yes, okay.
We wanted to have this live today because one, it's been a long time since we've had a live, and I feel like it's overdue.
I know.
And I've got a great place to do it. And secondly, Nicole and I just hit 3 years of posting videos on our YouTube channel, which is
mind-blowing.
Like, where did the time go?
I actually, like, if you told me 3 years ago we would still be doing this in 3 years, I honestly don't think I would have believed it.
I think we posted our first video, I think, at the end of September.
September 30th, I think it was, 2021.
October, yeah, something like that.
So we just passed 3 years, which is bonkers.
And it's kind of I think we started. Well, okay, let's start maybe like
we can follow our little program.
A question that we always get asked is how we started YouTube and why we started YouTube.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, we actually never left Canada for our full-time travel with the intention of starting a YouTube channel.
No.
Like, we got, I think, an Instagram account like 2 weeks before we left.
Literally. I didn't even have Instagram. I had never had Instagram, didn't care for it, thought it was gonna be another fad, and then, it was like 15 years later and people were still using it. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to share some stuff from our trip. So we made a Nicole and Miko Instagram account and started sharing just on that. Literally, I didn't know how to use it. I remember my friend messaging me and be like, hey, you don't have to do posts, right? You can do stories. I'm like, what the heck is a story? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just had no interest in it. And we started an Instagram, and we left Canada with just 2 cell phones. We didn't have anything to film.
I think at the time our first country was Nepal, and we spent 2 months in Nepal.
Yeah.
Nepal is a magical place. I think one of the things that we always wanted to do was Everest Base Camp, and we did that hike in Nepal.
I do regret
and that is
doing that. Yeah, that's like the biggest regret. I regret that we hadn't started YouTube at that point. We like took some video and stuff of it. We could probably put together a mishmash, very crummy version of our EBC hike.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With our
I don't
phone,
know if you want to see that.
no audio,
vlogging.
like it would be like windy audio. But
I remember taking some cool shots.
I am sad. Like when we were there, I remember thinking like we were traveling in like how big 38-liter backpacks, like tiny backpacks. That's all we had. And so we had no interest in carrying anything that would allow us to like take nice pictures. But I do remember being in the Himalayas and being like, dang, maybe we should have brought a real camera for this. Yeah. Because whoa. And obviously how many times are you gonna do EBC? Like now if we go back to Nepal, I want to do other hikes. I don't think I'd do EBC again. I would do Annapurna and stuff, yeah. So anyways, that's kind of the biggest regret probably of something we didn't film, but we did a couple months in Nepal with no camera, and then we ended up in Sri Lanka for almost 4 months, again with no camera. Yeah. Not thinking we were going to start a YouTube channel, but go ahead. And
in Sri Lanka at the time, like there were still quite, not a ton, but there were still some restrictions on moving around the country. And we actually ended up just traveling really, really slowly to the point where we actually were at an Airbnb for like a month.
I think it was like maybe even 2.
Which sounded like a lot at the time, but now we're staying at Airbnbs for
I know. We've slowed down a lot. So traveling with a dog is different.
Anyway, so picture this, 6 months in 2 countries, Nepal and Sri Lanka, very chill time. Not a ton of traveling, really slowly. And then that, I think, just started becoming the maybe the catalyst for us to going, maybe we should make some videos, because we're here, we're traveling, we're doing cool stuff.
It's so cool.
And we always watch travel vlogs because Nicole and I have always had a passion for travel even before we left Canada. And I consumed a lot of travel vlogs.
And he got me hooked on travel vlogs. I had no idea this. I didn't really watch YouTube as like a TV show. Yeah. And then he sent me some videos of travel vloggers, and I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. Yeah. Like I loved consuming it. So, and Miko's always loved photography and videography. Like, you've always been good with a camera. When we, like, as teenagers, Miko had, like, a nice camera, and he would take it everywhere with him. Yeah. You were always taking photos at any kind of event, and they're beautiful and stunning. So it was like, okay, well, you actually like photography and know a bit about it. Yeah. Maybe we could do it. But I do remember telling you, like, I'm never touching the camera. I had no interest in holding a camera. Things have changed. I try my best now. But it was like, I was like, I guess we could try. So yeah, that was 3 years ago, and we actually just met people the other day we were kind of telling this story to, so it's funny that I'm saying it again now, because a part of the story that I guess it just, like, I brush by in my head is we didn't have a camera, so we flew from Sri Lanka to New York City. Yeah. It was at the time actually that the COVID vaccine came out, so we went to New York City to get vaccinated. But we obviously used that time to also buy a camera, because buying electronics in a lot of parts of the world is actually usually more expensive than like the States or Canada. Yeah. So we bought our first vlogging camera.
I remember going to that Best Buy in New
York
City.
Spending like $1,000 on a camera.
I don't think it was even that much.
It was like $900 CAD.
Yeah.
It was expensive. It felt like, because we were on such a budget.
And then we had Amazon for the first time in 6 months. Which
I forgot about that.
And then we're like, let's get some extra batteries. Let's get like a camera strap and like maybe like a little wide angle thingy. And it was a Sony ZV-1 in case you're interested. Yeah. Sony ZV-1. And a great tiny pocket sized camera. But we started, I don't know, I think that's the first time we really got a proper camera to like vlog our travels. And then
if you've seen that first video, folks, oh boy.
Well, hold on, when did we start making the videos?
We started filming in August. The first video came out September 30th.
Right.
But we left New York like end of August and flew to Georgia, like Eastern Europe.
Yeah. So Georgia
Georgia
was the first country.
Actually, we should rewatch that video one day.
So what are we on now? We're on like vlog
156. Maybe you're on 57. I think you started editing 57 right now. I'm pretty sure I just published Guatemala and it was 56.
Hey,
Guatemala
that's
City.
Pretty good. I feel like that's like a one video a week average because we're on 155.
Oh yeah, look at us.
3 years. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
We haven't missed
that's the goal. What we have, we've just doubled up sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, we're like on video 100 or vlog 150 now, or 155, and looking back all the way to vlog 001. Oh.
We literally titled it, like in the video it comes up the awkward number 1 or something. Because it was so hard. Vlogging is just not. Yeah. It's just hard.
But how did you find vlogging the first time? I remember.
Oh my God, I'm so awkward. I remember
you had a piece of gum in your mouth?
I love gum. And the quick lesson I had to learn when we edited that video is I can no longer chew gum, because chewing gum on camera is really not a good look. And so yeah, we're like filming the intro of that video. I'm like, so bad.
But I want to say, like, I want to say our personality has not changed.
I hope not.
So if you guys are watching this and want a good laugh, like, I highly actually recommend. I think I want to do this.
We should have watched it first before mentioning it here.
To watch the very first vlog.
I'm scared.
Because it was what, maybe like 13 minutes.
If that, I bet. They used to be so short.
It was kind of awkward.
Do you remember you got stuck in the bathroom?
Yeah, that was the main thing. Sorry, I gotta explain. This vlog was our very first travel vlog, and it was exploring Tbilisi, Georgia.
The capital of Georgia.
Tbilisi is the capital of Georgia.
Sorry, yeah.
And we just went, kind of multiple different stops and filmed us going around, our reactions, trying to explain stuff. And I remember thinking like, okay, now's the time to like think about what do other travel vloggers do? How do we emulate
what
that?
Are we supposed to be filming? Like what?
Just...
Like what moments? What B-roll?
Yeah.
Like we just had no clue, right? You're just trying to go off of like what have you seen other people do, but then I mean we're trying to just travel, and we've been just traveling for 6 months. So to move from like just doing whatever we want and maybe snapping a few photos on our phones to trying to capture a whole day, a whole experience through like a camera in video form.
Yeah.
Holy, what a challenge that was. But then Miko got locked in a bathroom because we tried to be cheap and save like 20 cents by sharing, like it was one of those pay washrooms, but it was like a stall.
You don't want to spoil it. That was like, but it was like our biggest drama moment.
It was so funny because it happened and I remember being like, film it. We gotta film it. Like we're vlogging now. You should film it. And thankfully he had the camera with him.
I had the camera
in the bathroom.
Like locked in with me. And
so funny.
I can't believe I even had the thought of like filming this moment because
otherwise nothing would happen in the vlog. I'm joking. Yeah. I mean, it was a beautiful video actually. I remember Tbilisi being so beautiful.
Yeah, Tbilisi was a really nice place.
Yeah.
That church was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think something that was difficult is like we have no background. Sorry, Eevee's playing with her stuffy if you can hear squeaking. We have no background in video editing. So when we filmed that video, we also had never edited a video in our lives. And so we had to then learn how to edit a video. So it was also difficult to know what to film because we hadn't actually edited a video before.
Yeah.
And that was obviously a whole... I want to quickly say there's some great questions here, guys. Do you mind hanging? Sorry, I know we mentioned this at the very beginning, but there was probably only a few people here. If you've asked a great question, because there are some awesome questions, hang on to it. And in probably 20 minutes or so, we're gonna do like a big Q&A, and you can drop your questions again. So either hang on to it, or if you've sent one, these are some awesome questions.
We'll probably work our way back and
or copy it, and then you can resubmit it in a little bit here. I just don't want to forget it because there's some awesome questions here.
And really quickly, I know that my nieces are watching this live. So hi Saku and hi Ara.
I have a feeling.
I hope you're having a good Thanksgiving morning.
Yes. Good morning, Saku and Ara. And I see my sister on here as well. So good morning, Molly and Alice maybe as well. And Ben, if you're up. Good morning, everybody. All of our nieces and nephews are here.
So I want to say about the editing, because we filmed that in Georgia and we were editing that in Turkey.
In Turkey, I remember that.
In Turkey, in Istanbul, is when we officially made that announcement. You remember?
Oh my God. Do you remember taking the photos?
Yes. So Nicole and I were in Istanbul and we found this really nice Airbnb. Really nice guy.
Great host, yeah.
And it was right in, I forgot the name of the area, which is fine.
I don't know.
It's been like 3 years.
I can't believe you can't remember, actually. Are you sure it's not locked in a memory box?
There's a K and a T in it. We were not too far away from the Hagia Sophia. It was only like 10-minute walk.
Yeah, I remember we walked there.
I remember we were editing those videos, learning Adobe Premiere Pro for the very first time.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of like there's always a bit of a delay when you're filming a video, when you're a travel vlogger anyways, when you're filming a video to when you actually edit it.
Yeah.
And then I remember editing that video and thinking like, oh wow, we could have done this different. Like the learnings of actual filming was actually delayed a bit.
Yeah, it was hard.
And I think when we published our videos in Turkey, in Istanbul, for the first time, I remember we had like 4 in the backlog. Do you remember?
Yeah. There's an ant on it.
And do you remember how we thought like, oh, we should always have like 2 or 3 videos in the pipeline, like already edited, waiting to be published.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of keep doing that as we go on. And then when we first published these videos in Turkey, the one came up, and then I think a few days later, because we were going for twice a week,
2 a week,
another video came up, and all of a sudden we had 0 videos in the pipeline.
I remember being like, "What are we gonna do?"
And then the realization of like, of thinking that, oh man, traveling has changed. we're not just traveling anymore.
We have to think about
we're filming and editing.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That to me was the transition.
Yeah, I actually think I'm gonna answer Morgan's question then, because this is that's perfectly what she asked. She said, in the past, the vlogs used to be a few months behind your real lives. Things have caught up a lot since traveling down south. Are you feeling pressure from this? So I think this is a good point. Originally, like Nico's saying, it was like we quickly realized that we film a video and then holy smokes, it went into the internet and now we need another video.
Yeah.
So there was a bit of an adjustment there, and for the first few months, it was like we were just making sure we kind of had enough content all the time. And then for some reason in year 2, I guess it would have been 1.5 to 2. We filmed so much. We were constantly moving, and we ended up with this huge backlog. And you guys maybe have noticed that on YouTube. We probably had at one point, I think the most videos we had in the backlog was 22 or something. And it was just, we were moving so much. I think it was because we knew that we were going to be going home in July of 2023 for some weddings and stuff. So we wanted to do all these countries and see all these amazing things. But that also meant we were moving a lot, filming a lot, still editing once a week or publishing once a week, but we were filming more than one video a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to be there was a point where we were a few months behind, or I guess ahead of our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways that was lovely because we felt like there was no pressure. If we didn't want to film for 3 weeks, we could do that, which was magical because I think filming as much as we did for that 1.5 to 2.5 years, it was too much and we were kind of burned out from filming.
How we did it.
I honestly have no idea how we did it and still publish videos.
I think in South America, I remember getting feeling a little burnt out from making videos.
Yeah, we did.
South America, if you've traveled South America, there's a lot of either plane travel or bus travel. Yeah, and if you're keeping it cheap, there's a lot of bus travel.
And they're long, 24-hour buses.
So I remember editing on the bus. I know. And it was
terrible.
Very sucky. Yeah.
So that was really hard. But then the nice thing is because we had this backlog, while we were in Mexico, we didn't have to film that much. I think we filmed 9 videos. We were there for 9 months.
Yeah, it was nice.
So that was a massive perk. We felt really reinvigorated and rejuvenated after taking such a long time of filming a bit, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. But to answer Morgan's question, I definitely do feel some pressure now because, right now I think we only have 3 videos filmed, maybe 4.
But
maybe we just finished 4.
The videos are only a few weeks behind our real life.
It's kind of nice though because for the first time in a long time, we're actually in the country where our videos are coming out. So we're in Guatemala, we're at Lake Atitlan, and our Lake Atitlan video, the first one will come out in 3 weeks. So that is really, really nice because we've been missing being in the same location. We always get such great recommendations from locals watching our videos, and then we can't, usually we're 3 countries later already, so we can't actually enjoy those recommendations, but we can right now. So thank you to all the Guatemalans here. I see that there's lots of you guys here, and I'm pretty stoked about it because you guys have been giving us epic ideas the last few months as we've been here on Instagram, on YouTube.
Yeah, shout out to all the Guatemalans that are watching our live. It's been so great being in Guatemala right now, and Nicole and I were talking about we should go to have our own kind of Thanksgiving dinner tonight, and
I think we're gonna do pizza. Though.
Wanted pizza, and I was like, well, maybe we should do some pepián, which is the Guatemalan national dish because I really love
maybe
it.
I'll get holcán. I like holcán. I think the most.
Yeah.
It's a soup, stew, green. Anyway,
the food here has
been
delicious.
Amazing. Food's been incredible. I also see that a good friend of mine is watching with her little girl Lou. So hi, Lou. I love that our friends are here with all their kids. That's awesome.
Okay. One thing I want to talk about is our first big win on YouTube.
Yes. Okay.
Because
do this. That's a great idea.
That was to me that was kind of the game changer for our channel because I think we were 10 months into travel.
We were
10 months into travel, 3 months into YouTube.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months into YouTube.
And we hadn't yet been monetized. And getting monetized on your channel, at the time, you needed 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours, and 4,000 hours.
Watch time hours. People watching your videos for 4,000 hours.
And we hadn't gone that yet.
Yeah.
And I think when the what was it,
Mexico?
The video, that took us over that hurdle was our Mexico City vlog.
Yeah,
it was actually a really great vlog.
It is actually a really fun video, even though it's older and it's And we did with our old camera, but I really like that video. It's fun.
If you love visiting Mexico, I know there's probably a lot of North Americans here. If you love visiting Mexico, I highly recommend checking out Mexico City. I think a lot of people always like jet out to the beaches of Mexico, which is totally fair because they're amazing. But Mexico City is just such
an awesome city.
Amazing city, yeah.
One of the biggest cities in North America.
20 million people there. So
I think 35 if you take in the like surrounding metropolitan area. Yeah, it's huge.
So that video, because I think it got such good traction with the local
Mostly
Mexicans,
with Mexicans, yeah.
That got us the right amount of subscribers, and that took us over 1,000, and then our channel was able to be monetized, and that monetization meant that we could actually start making money from the ad revenue or from the ads that are played on our videos. And that's when it really started kind of changing how we think about YouTube, from more than just a hobby to, at the time, like a kind of like almost like a side hustle.
Yeah. I mean, we're making like a few dollars to start with, but you know, it was cool.
A side hustle that was basically our only hustle because we weren't working.
And it wasn't really meant to be a hustle because we had no intention of working while we were traveling. But anyways, here we were.
So why that video was so well timed to take us over monetization was because in that year, I think it was January, Nicole and I released a packing video. It was our first ever packing video.
It actually went out in March, first week of March.
We filmed it in January.
Filmed it in January at my sister and brother-in-law's house. Shout out Jamie Brad. Thank you so much for your house, your beautiful house, because it made the video look so nice. And so we filmed it there, and then it released, because we're always behind, so it released about a month and a half, 2 months later. And I think it released like the end of February or early March, something like that. And it actually started to do pretty good, which was so surprising because it was a packing video. Had nothing to do with our travel vlogs. We were like, I mean, we thought it would do nothing. We just wanted to put it out there because it was the information that we had wanted when we were trying to plan to travel full time.
Because at that time, sorry, jumping really quick, we had just finished a 10-month stint of like full-time travel. We came home.
We went home for Christmas.
Just for Christmas, and then we thought, we're gonna do all this repacking.
Yeah, we did, and we got our bigger bags. Like we did we had prepped a bit more for YouTube, and done it off again. And so we had released this video, and it surprisingly started to get views. Maybe some of you guys have seen like our very first ever packing video from a couple years ago, and it was actually, we were so excited about it because we just gotten monetized, and the people who were watching the video were people who were there because they wanted to travel. So they were using our affiliate links to buy stuff. Thank you guys so much when you do that, by the way. They were using our affiliate links to buy stuff, and they were watching the video like all the way through, right?
Yeah,
so we were
it was helping a lot of people.
Making a few dollars on the video for the first time.
And I think that was the video that really because that was probably our best performing video at the time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it was like the first little taste of like YouTube, like I don't want to say success because it wasn't anything like big, but
the fact that it could be a job. I think it was like, we could make a little bit of money off of this. Maybe it could help us travel longer. But I was gonna say, at the time, what was cool though about that was, or what was maybe not cool, I don't know, but it started to like get traction. And the next thing that happened is Miko and I hiked the O-Trek in Patagonia and had no service for 10 days straight. So the video starts to do well. I feel like things started to change a little bit for our channel. But then we went like radio silence for 10 days. And I remember we were like hiking in Patagonia. I'm like, I wonder how the video's doing. Like, I wonder if people are watching it. I'm so excited to get back after 10 days and see if like more people have watched. Like maybe it'll just tank and we saw this little blip for nothing, or maybe it'll be cool. And we did get back, and I remember thinking like, wow, people watch this video.
It was also the first time that I felt like, that we actually had this really engaged and active audience.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I saw a text from your sister that your mic is a little loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So maybe just like turn it. Maybe you can like.
Thank you very much.
Turn it down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that better? Tell me if that's better. Thank you so much. Whichever sister said that, I really appreciate you.
But so I want to say that the Mexico City. Thank you for taking us over to get monetization, and then the packing video was, I feel like, our first big win. And then we've been, ever since. It's kind of like that. What's the analogy? It's like you get that really nice putt or that really nice shot, and then you're forever chasing that feeling again. That's
pretty true. I swear though, whenever a video does do well, we never expect it to do well. It's like do you remember our Japan bullet train video? I think that's one of maybe our second highest viewed video ever.
Yeah.
I had absolutely thank you so much, Jamie, my sister, for telling me the mic's better. I appreciate that. We had honestly, we almost didn't film that video, and then we decided we should take a bullet train. That'd be fun. And we filmed it, and that video's done so well. Japanese people love it. But I'm sad because we actually took another bullet train a different time, didn't film it, because we were like, we already have a bullet train video. Anyways,
yeah.
we have a lot to learn.
What Nicole is saying is basically you just never know
what's
what
gonna
video
hit.
will take off. And yeah, we're thankful for the videos that do well.
Yeah.
And we wish there are some videos that did better, because actually that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is our favorite videos.
Oh, okay.
And our favorite videos that we've made on the channel, unfortunately, don't always match up to like the best performing videos.
Definitely not.
So I want to know what your
favorite
video that we made.
First thing that comes to mind, dang, this is hard. I would actually say our Mongolia overlanding videos.
That's a good one.
I loved making them.
Yeah.
I love when we get the videos that are like, because I predominantly do the music and audio work on our videos, and so I love the videos that have like feel to them. Like actually another one of my favorite videos is the Acatenango video that we just made here in Guatemala a few months ago. And I love those videos because they're this beautiful adventure, and it's like the story writes itself, and then as the person who does all the music, I get to use beautiful music that I just like, I feel like adds so much emotion to the video. So I love making those. And I think we split our like overlanding Mongolia by ourselves video into 2 videos, and I don't remember which one I like better, to be honest. I like them both. And our Gobi Desert one. So I think the Mongolia series maybe is a good answer for me.
I
loved those.
It's
and
funny,
they didn't do great.
They didn't do,
It's fine.
I think
whatever.
it did mediocre.
Yeah, they did okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mongolia. Like, people aren't really searching for Mongolia videos, so the people who watch those videos are just people who follow because they're following our journey.
My favorite video, honestly, it's either got to be the Patagonia one.
Yeah.
Which
I just wish we had better audio. We
No,
always say that.
We're not going to talk about the audio in Patagonia.
But I love the video.
I love
the
the
O-Track video, yeah.
Yeah. I highly recommend, because I'm sad that doesn't have a lot of views, but if you are looking for like a nice fun adventure video, to check out our Bolivia Salt Flats video. That is probably one of my favorite videos.
Stunning.
And it has like 2,000 views or something
Probably,
like that.
because we had like 2,000 subs, maybe.
Yeah.
No, actually, probably not even when we were in Bolivia.
But
the other video that reminds me of that is
wait,
the...
I gotta
I'm
say,
sorry.
that video is just so beautiful. Like it was a tour that we took in the Bolivian salt flats, and if
For 3
you're not
days.
familiar with the salt flats, it's like that picture you see where people are walking, looks like on a giant mirror of water, where it's like blue sky above you, and then water below you, and people are just walking on it. It looks like they're in like heaven, or like some sort of alternate dimension.
Yeah, they call it the mirror, like Earth's mirror, the largest mirror in the world. It's like a natural mirror, because you just see the sky, like there's just this little layer of water, and you just see the clouds.
So that takes place in the Uyuni, which is about, I don't know, like a 7-hour bus ride from
La Paz,
in Bolivia, and we did a 2-night, 3-day tour.
Yep.
To explore the salt flats, explore the a bit of the Andes beside it, around the area.
Food was terrible. Views were amazing.
Food was like
so bad.
But the views are amazing.
It
was like cat tuna for most of the time.
Oh, I think I lost like 7 pounds in 3 days. I didn't eat. People ask us like what tour we went to all the time on there, and we always tell them we don't use the tour company we use. We literally tell them not to use it. It doesn't matter. The views were wild.
I would travel halfway across the world just to go to the salt flats, but not
never
that tour.
again with them.
But just everything from that video. We did like we saw this red. Remember that saw the red lagoon in the Andes.
Do you remember all the flamingos?
The flamingos, and then in the morning we did one of the evenings we got up at like
3 a.m. or something.
And our guide drove us to a hot spring pool, like a natural hot spring pool.
This is the most beautiful photo I've ever taken, was here.
Yeah, and we watched the sunrise like in the hot spring.
We were sitting in the hot spring like in our bathing suits with our little group of 5 or whatever.
And the sun was coming up, and as the sun was coming up, flamingos, like wild flamingos, started kind of just meandering
walking in
around
front of us.
And then there's
and
this
the
haze.
steam was coming up from the hot springs.
So
I forgot about how gorgeous that was.
It was so gorgeous.
In my head, that trip, I just remember the bonkers sunset that we had at the Salt Flats, like when we had the mirror out.
Yeah.
And like that is what is so dominant to me. But I forgot
the
about
video,
these parts.
No, that was amazing. Yeah. And then at the end of the video, we actually get to the Salt Flats and get to walk on it with all the water. And then we watch the sunset there. And Nicole and I have been really fortunate to have seen some amazing sunsets in our travels. But I gotta say that a sunset over the Bolivian Salt Flats with the water is probably my number one.
I think that's probably number one.
Or very, very, very close.
Yeah, I think it is. I was gonna say, sorry, I almost interrupted you. You're right, but I was gonna say the other video that I think is like underrated and has like basically no views because again, no one searches for it. But is the one that I loved was the Komodo Islands in Indonesia.
Oh yeah, that's so beautiful.
That was so stunning, and that trip for us was like such a bucket list trip. So I also love that one.
Only like a few thousand views, so
whatever.
Our favorite videos don't always match up. But honestly, a lot of times we find that it doesn't really matter. Sometimes there's experiences that Nicole and I think, I know this is probably not gonna do great because really no one's searching for these kinds of videos, but I want to make them anyways, and I wanna be able to capture these memories because a lot of the time, most of the time, we make the videos really for ourselves. There's only been a few times, and that actually this comes to my next point of like kind of our least favorite videos. There's only been really a few times where I'm like, I don't want to film this. I don't really want to make this, but I feel like we have to. And there's not really.
What is one I actually don't know. What's the one you have in mind?
Sometimes the city tours, I feel like could get a little bit dull.
To film.
Just because it's kind of the same thing over and over.
It's hard because it's just a lot of work and you're trying to take in a city. And you're usually if we film city tours, it's usually one of the first places we go in a country. Generally, we didn't do that for Guatemala, but generally like the big cities are places that you land at the airport. And so then you're trying to do like, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, and it's your first impressions of Mongolia, and it is difficult to film.
That city was amazing.
That city was pretty cool, but it is hard to film when you're brand new to a country and you're like trying to capture it all.
Let me.
We like the adventure videos.
Yeah, let me just differentiate. Like I do love going around cities. Filming the city is a little bit of a different experience. But the adventure videos like the Patagonia, the Salt Flats, the Salcantay in Peru. Like those are videos that I love filming.
Our sweet girl.
Yeah, even though it's a bit of a challenge sometimes. And you know what? Maybe I'll answer a question I always get is maybe we could talk about that later. Just how filming impacts our.
Sure, let's talk about. I think that's actually kind of the last thing that we had on our list that we wanted to chat about. I think. So if that's the case, If that's the case, then maybe we'll cover that. And then we have some questions that people left on Instagram and community posts and stuff. And we'll get to like the questions that you guys have left. So. A question that we got a lot, and the question we constantly asked ourselves before we started our channel was, how is filming going to impact our travels? And we were really worried that it would like massively impact our travels in a way that made it so we didn't love it as much. And there was like a transition period where I think we kind of had to learn what it felt like and how to do it well and how to make it still feel like we were getting to travel. And there was an adjustment where I think, especially for the first like year and a half or even 2 years, we're really not making much money at all. And so you're doing all of this work. Like we spend the majority of our time editing behind our computers, right? And so I think that it was hard for a while to be like, we're doing all this work and is it really worth it? Like, are we wasting this time where we'd put aside all this money to travel? Are we wasting that money and then we're working our butts off?
Sitting indoors on a computer. I mean, some Airbnbs are like this, so it's it's not.
So this is fun.
Not a terrible way to spend your time in front of a computer.
I love working here, but it was like, is this the best use, or should we just put YouTube away and burn through the money and just travel and then go back home to Canada? And so that was definitely like, we had lots of conversations about like, maybe we should just call it and move on. I'm so glad we didn't, because we're managing to make this into a bit of a business. We'll see where it goes and if we can continue it, but I'm proud of where we've come. And obviously we're 3.5 years into full-time travel. There's a 0% chance we would still be doing this if we hadn't started YouTube. But to answer the question, I feel like I got on a tangent, sorry. To answer the question of like the pros and cons of it, it definitely takes away from the experience, 100%, because we really feel like we're working now. Like I remember a good example is my parents joined us in the Philippines a year and a half ago. Gosh, almost 2 years ago. Was that already? Holy smokes. And we took like a 3-day incredible trip through like the Philippines islands with them. And I remember just like, we filmed it all, and it's so much work. It's like every island we get to, Miko's chucking up the drone, and I'm taking some B-roll, and then we're vlogging on the island, and you're trying to capture all these transitions, and we're filming the food, and we're doing a little tour of our cabin, and all of these things. And so for us, it felt like a big work trip, but then I'm also trying to like really enjoy my parents and be there with my parents and like take in this memory of this incredible thing we're doing. And so it definitely does take away. At the same time, I remember we filmed, I mean, Everest Base Camp is a good example of something we never filmed because we hadn't started YouTube. And I wish we had a video of that. And another good example is actually my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
We were in Patagonia, in the Argentinian side of Patagonia. We hiked to Fitzroy, which is like the mountain that you see on the Patagonia label, like the clothing brand label. And we were really burnt out from filming. So I was like, it's my birthday, I don't want to film it. And we had the most incredible experience. We had the most epic sunrise. And like, I remember it was such, like, I just love that experience so much. But now I'm sad we don't have a video. Like, I want to relive it through the video.
Yeah.
And we can't do that. So, I don't know. It's like such a double-edged sword.
Maybe let me summarize a little bit of what Nicole's saying. I think on our filming days, when we're out filming and we're also out traveling and enjoying a place, I want to say that I think our enjoyment level, if you consider 100% enjoyment to be, you know, as if you're on a vacation,
like a holiday,
and you're just I want to say maybe we're at like 70 to 80%.
I would have maybe said 60 to 70.
Because the other part of that, or maybe call it attention, like 70% attention onto the traveling and the adventure and the fun, whatever, and then 30% of do we have this shot? Do we have this amount of B-roll? Should we put the drone up or that kind of stuff? But then that trade-off, that 70 and 30 trade-off, that's like the price we pay so that we can create videos and to
work from here.
Yeah,
like,
and to me, and
we're so lucky.
And for me, that trade-off is worth it because one of the things that I feel like is kind of understated when you're making these videos is that yes, you enjoy these adventures, but then they can kind of quickly become memories, and I feel like I can relive that adventure.
I know.
When I edit the video.
And so I actually have a really bad memory for these sorts of things. Like really, it's like an ongoing joke about. Yeah, like thank you. We have lots of ants here. Yeah. So it's like an ongoing joke between us. Like my memory is just not good for this kind of stuff, and so I actually love having the videos to look back on because I wouldn't remember what it's like to go around Tbilisi or Istanbul or Ulaanbaatar without the videos. I wouldn't. But now I can, if I rewatch a video, like so much of it comes back to me. You know, the smells, the feeling, how hot I was, like just how much I loved the food or what I didn't like about the food, if I got seasick. Like,
or even it just,
all of that really comes back.
It triggers those memories that, like, believe it or not, we don't film everything.
No.
So there's always so I don't know, sometimes.
We get some funny comments.
I'm sure it's none of you.
And they're like, you missed this. I'm like, well, we don't film everything.
Yes, we went there and we tried that. We just didn't put it on the camera,
it's okay?
But anyways, when we watch those videos, it also triggers those memories of things that happened that, we talk about now. So I want to say, just to wrap up this thought, is that yes, like it's a 70% split between our enjoyment and or 70-30 split between our enjoyment and the job part of this. But then what I think happens is that when we immortalize that video, if we put it on our channel, we create that video, we make it we make it into a video that is as we remembered it, which is happens all the time. I think we slowly crawl back to that 100.
Yeah.
And I want to say it actually goes beyond that. Because not only do we have, the memories of being in that place, but now we also have that in a story form with nice photo or with nice video and nice music.
And can I also add to that like the reason we started the channel was because we wanted to share what we were doing with our family and friends. Like we felt like we were having all these incredible experiences, and it was like we wanted some way to be able to like obviously when you're doing something that's really exciting for you, you want to share with the people you love. And so I think a big part of that was like, oh, I want to be able to show my family what's Istanbul like? Like what is it like to go to Pamukkale and walk on the travertines?
Oh, that was a good video.
That was a good video. What are these things that I just feel like you can't describe? And that for me was so pivotal as well, and in having my friends and family also understand what our life looked like, because it's so what is this, right? It's so hard to understand if you haven't done it. And so for me, that was a huge part of it, was the connection. And obviously now, not only do we get to have the connection with our family and friends who are generously tuning in every week, thank you guys, but who also, now we've gained this massive community of folks like all of you guys who are here. It's so cool to be able to share the world with so many other people. And I love when we get comments from people who were like, The ones that hit home for me the most are people who are like, I can't travel because of a health condition or something, some sort of limitation, or even if it's just money. They're like, I can't travel, or I'm saving up to do it. I'm hoping to do it in like 5 years. And watching your guys' video is just bringing me so much joy and like pushing me to go out there and do it. And that's what these travel vlogs were for me when Miko first showed me like a travel vlogger. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. And it was really cool to see it being possible for someone else. So anyway, that's a long answer.
Do you want to answer? So like that's the end of like our
what we had planned
regular programming. But we we sent out a Q&A poll on Instagram and on YouTube.
We have some great questions in the chat.
Questions there that we want to answer, but also want to answer some questions from the chat.
I think let's start with. Do you mind if we just do the chat a little bit for now?
Okay, sure.
I'll do what's here because you guys have left some great questions, and I'm a little bit worried to miss too many of them.
Okay.
I'll do my best to like get.
I think we're back.
Is it back?
Yeah.
Eevee girl, love, you don't need to bark at the trees.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we're barking at trees. Okay, I'm gonna go grab her. It's back?
Okay, yeah, I think so.
It's okay, love.
We're back. Oh, sorry about that,
Come on,
guys.
sweetie.
Come
on, let's go.
We've kind of upped our live game. We're now using OBS software. I think one of our members, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Recommended that, and so I spent a bunch of time trying to figure that out. And thank you very much for that recommendation.
Yeah, this has been helpful.
Now, I think if it was the old style,
Perfect.
if we dropped out like that, it would have just turned off. But we're still here.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Someone said that you touched your phone and poof, so that's a little scary. Hopefully it's not our phones, but I honestly think maybe the camera overheated. Okay. Sorry guys, we're just gonna pick through these and make sure we catch a couple of these questions.
Did you type this? Can you hear us? Wow, you typed that really fast.
Thank you. Proud of myself on my quick
come
typing.
Come up here. Eevee, come up here. Oh. Oh,
Can
I know.
You guys? Oh yeah, we did that. Sorry. Go ahead, baby.
Do you want to talk about Eevee?
Sure. Actually, one of the questions we got on Instagram was like, how has Eevee impacted your travels and travel vlogging? Eevee has impacted every single aspect of our lives. Traveling with a dog is nothing like traveling just the two of us. For the most part, it's totally positive. We love sharing these adventures with her.
Don't you jump.
It's so cool to look. She's like staring at her ball, I think. Here,
so
get it. It's so cool to bring her. Like our Atitlán video, having like a dog. Do you want that? No, I'm on Dad's lap. I won't eat that now. Immediately drops it. Yeah, like doing these cool things with her is a wicked experience. We love it. I feel like I'm like showing her the world. You know, I'm like, look at this cool life you have. I just adore it. She wants to get down so bad on
just a little bit of background. Eevee is our dog that's 7 years old now, just a little over 7. Yeah. And we actually had her in Canada, I think for 4 years? Almost 4 years. Mm-hmm. And then when we left to go traveling full time, we had to sadly send her over to Nicole's sister and her brother-in-law. And they were just fantastic taking care of her while we were while we were away. So thank you so much if you guys are watching that.
Thank you,
We
Jamie
really
and Brad.
really love what you guys have.
Eevee loves it.
Yeah, what
She
you guys have
misses
done with
you.
Eevee. And then when we came back this last summer, we decided that the next part of our trip is going to include her.
Which meant we had to drive.
And then, yeah, because we were going to be overlanding Central America, so it was we were able to fly or to be able to travel with a dog. So we've taken her down. She looks really sleepy.
She's exhausted, but she won't like sleep. I think she's like feels our energy of being on.
So I got to say, yeah, traveling with a dog. Actually, the couple that we met yesterday, super nice couple.
Oh yeah, we made some lovely friends a couple nights ago.
Which
we don't get to do very often on the road.
They asked like, "Oh, what's it like traveling with a dog?" And
that's actually how we started talking to them. They're like, "What's it like traveling with your dog?" And we were like, "Pretty great."
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
Obviously, I think the hardest part of traveling with her, just to make this kind of quick, is that it's just challenging to make sure we can bring her places, and it really restricts where we can stay. So Airbnbs that are dog friendly are pretty hard to come by, usually more expensive, and then because of where we are in the world, there's a lot of dogs who like just live either on the street or they might like belong to a family, but they still roam the neighborhood, and that can be quite dangerous for her. So honestly, that's the biggest thing is just managing the street dogs or the wild dog, like the dogs who just live in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Someone asked, Eevee's the cute, or someone said, Lean said, Eevee's the cutest. Was she named after a Pokemon?
Yes and no.
Yes.
We could not decide on a name, and I was watching this show at the time. I forget what it was called. And one of the characters' names was Eve, and they often called her Eevee. And I was like, I love this name so much. Like, I would have named a kid Eevee. I love that name. So we couldn't decide on a name because I love human names on dogs, and Miko didn't. So I come to Miko, and I'm like, hey, what about Eevee? And he immediately was like, yes. And I'm like, that was too easy. It turns out there's a Pokemon named Eevee. I didn't know.
It's like a brown furry dog, which reminds me of Eevee, the Pokemon. So yeah.
So yes and no. Her name isn't spelled the Pokemon. The Pokemon's Eevee, and she's Eevee. So I won there.
But we all know what it really means.
Miko knows.
Someone asked, are you in Lake Atitlan? Yes.
Yes.
Lake Atitlan, looking pretty fine right now.
Dang, right? I know. Like, she's your baby more than a dog. Yes, she is.
Do you want to answer the questions that were submitted?
Sure. Okay, yes. There's some great questions on here. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time.
I just want to at least make sure we tackle those off. Okay.
I'm going to answer the ones that are the most relevant. We did get lots of questions that are just more like specific travel stuff, like almost like travel itinerary stuff. I'm going to skip those for now. They just don't feel that relevant. This one. Camera gear to get started. Actually, maybe you can answer that while I look through these.
The camera gear you have, that is really the best.
You know what? There's like
best advice that I've been given is that if you want to get started, just start with whatever you have. But if you want to spend a little bit of money with it, then start with something small and manageable. Like we started with the Sony ZV-1, and that was really good. But it was because we were vlogging as two people, the camera like focal length was a little too tight.
So if you watch those videos, it's like just our face. It's like cuts off our heads.
So having a wide, we switched to Sony ZV-E10 later for a couple years, and now we just recently got a Sony a6700. So APS-C camera with interchangeable lenses. We can have a nice wide angle on it.
We actually finally have a good setup for the camera, for the computers. We're finally ready to do this professionally.
The only thing I'd say as well, if you're looking to start making vlogs, is to make sure you don't forget about your audio, because the audio, I think, is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, and
over the
have
video.
we been through the journey with audio? So yeah, that's probably the most important. But
if you're doing a lot of talking to the camera, the audio is so key.
Yeah, I was thinking it's so interesting. There's this couple that film. I think their names are Oscar and Dan. I think they're Dutch, maybe, and they have huge YouTube channel, maybe even 2 YouTube channels. I think one of them has his own
Oscar
like
and
Oscar and Dan. They only film with their phones. They get a new Apple iPhone every single year, and they exclusively film with their phones. I'm like, that's amazing, because then you're also low profile. Like, we have obviously a big camera. We walk around cities with like these big cameras. We're a very big target, which is something we're always so conscious about. But they're just walking around with their phone. I'm like, they got it.
You can film with your phone, so long as you have good audio.
Good audio, yeah. Put a little mic on there.
Yeah.
I like this question from Two Mad Explorers. They said, what was the absolute highlight of the last 3 years for you guys?
Oh, there's so many. And I feel really great. I mean, talking about Thanksgiving, right? Like one of the things we're really grateful for is having a lot of great memories over the past 3 years. And
dang, I don't even know if I could pick one. Absolute highlight. That is so... Okay,
I just go month by month.
Here's a big one for me, was actually going to the Philippines, because obviously Miko's Filipino, and he moved to Canada as a young boy, but I always thought it was so weird. I'd been to like 30-something countries, but never the Philippines, like where my partner is from, and that I hated that. So I think for me, getting to finally go to the Philippines, see where Miko came from, where like he saw lots of family there, he met lots of family, lots of old friends. That was a huge highlight for me of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It felt like something that just was like a long time coming. So that was actually a big one for me. Are you thinking like a specific adventure you want to highlight?
Yeah.
The Otrek? Dang, that was cool.
The Patagonia is actually when we went down to Ushuaia. Ushuaia is the city in. I think they call it the southernmost settlement in the world because it's at the tip.
That was the most, I think, city. Because there's a little, there's a town that's further south, but I think they say city. Anyway.
There's a lot of, at the tippy, like very bottom of South America is Ushuaia, and I remember thinking when we took the bus from El Calafate to Ushuaia, I just remember thinking that we are just so far away from everything right now, at least from the world that we knew it, because we just felt like we were in the middle of nowhere. But
yeah, that was pretty cool.
really enjoyed that. We saw like lots of cool penguins. Oh, the Amazon was really cool.
Oh, dang,
the Amazon was a cool adventure. We did, I think, a 3 nights, I think.
3 night
that
was actually so cool.
100% worth the money.
It wasn't even that expensive considering what we did. We went with my best friend and her now husband. And that, one of my favorite travel memories is we were on these paddle boards on the Amazon River. We were on them for hours, and it poured rain part of the way down, and there are a few times in my life where I have felt that like free and just like, what is my life right now? Like I'm in the Amazon jungle with my husband, my best friend, her partner. Like this is one of the coolest experiences ever.
Yeah,
that
Amazon was really so cool. And you can do the Amazon from a lot of different countries, but we chose to do it in Ecuador because it was just so much more affordable than I think if you do it from like Brazil or from Peru.
Yeah.
What other questions you got, baby?
Yes. Someone's asking about what kind of dog Eevee is. So yes, Jamie says she's a Labradoodle.
Eevee is an Australian Labradoodle.
Okay, you have to answer this question because I don't actually know it. Sarah asks, if we use your link to buy random Amazon stuff, do you get a kickback?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, sorry. If you use our link and then go buy other stuff, yeah, actually, yes, of course you do.
I think you do, yeah.
Yeah, no, you do, because I can see on the dashboard that we have as affiliates, like I don't see who buys what, but I can actually see what was bought using our link, and so many things have nothing to do with our travel life. It'll be like Baby Genie or something. So yeah, thanks when you do that.
If you use our links to buy stuff, it's you make those purchases at no cost to you. Like there's no additional cost to you. But what happens is that the company that we're linked to gives us a small little commission.
Yeah.
It's usually
so
like
they get less. They actually get less
percentage.
of the revenue.
Yeah.
We get a little portion of their
revenue.
revenue.
Those affiliate links is one of the key things that really supports our channel.
Yeah.
So if you buy a link from us, we appreciate that. So thank you so much for doing that.
Ooh, buy a product, but yeah.
And Eevee says thanks.
Eevee says thanks so much. So we can buy her dog food.
We need to get her we need to get like a dog sponsorship or something.
I know. I've thought about it. We should probably start her like an Instagram or something.
So we're coming up to an hour, by the way.
Okay.
I don't want to go too. I think we're just maybe do another like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do some rapid fire questions here.
Yeah.
I'll try and find some. So maybe you can answer some really quickly. Someone asks, "Where are you from, Nicole?" I'm from Canada. We're both from Canada, really.
Both from Canada. I was born in the Philippines.
Aw, thanks, Sarah, to use our link. If you want, you can look through some of those ones, and I'll look through this.
Someone asked how are your days of normal life / daily life while traveling? Right now it's actually really good. We're traveling a lot slower.
Yeah. On purpose.
On purpose because one, we're like overlanding it, so we can't just fly to places. 2, we have a dog.
Yeah. She requires a lot of time and energy.
And 3, this is the kind of pace I like.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but our health wasn't great when we went back to Canada in like July of 2023. We really hadn't had time to focus well on like physical activity and on eating very well. We were always on the go, so we were eating whatever was convenient and cheap. And that was something that we were like, we need to slow down and like Here, we can just set it up right in front of us here.
I think it's coming back.
Is it? With the audio, you think?
Yeah, I think the audio is on.
Okay. I said we were switching cameras, but maybe we're not. Thanks for figuring this out, honey.
Okay, I think we're back on. It might just be an overheating warning.
Okay.
But I think we should be back on.
I love this. Oh, someone's saying thanks for showing Guatemala the way that we do. Thank you, Jose. We are loving it here, if you can hear me. Audio's back. Perfect. Thank you, Dennis. We can hear but not see you. Okay, well, in that case, I'll keep talking to you. I was saying that, video's also back.
Yeah, I think we should be good.
Folks are saying. Sorry, guys. The camera is overheating, which is surprising because we're not really in the sun, but
yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah.
This camera struggles a little bit in intense times like this where it's getting a lot of use. I was going to say, Jose said that, yeah, he's thankful for showing Guatemala the way we are. Thank you, Jose. We appreciate that. We're absolutely loving it here. We were just saying Guatemala is one of those places that, like, as long-term travelers, it's perfect for us. But you could easily come here and put together an epic holiday, like 10 days of so many cool adventures. Like, there's just so much to do here, and it's a fairly small country, so you can get to all those places. Overlanding, it does take a while, but you can take a couple small flights and stuff. So Guatemala is a wicked destination. Okay, I was gonna say, Sarah says, would you guys do group trips? I remember where that comment went. Oh yeah, where people could sign up to join you.
Yes, I want to do a group trip.
Carrie actually replied. I'll tell you, I'm gonna read Carrie's reply because this is totally for me.
I think I want to do a group trip.
Yeah, no. Carrie says, for real, I want to do a trip in Central America where you guys take us to cool places that require you to go out off the beaten path more than I feel brave enough to do by myself. So
yeah,
I feel like Miko has been pushing me to do group trips for like a year. It sounds nerve-wracking to me and scary. So
Nicole is
I'm very introverted. I am outgoing but very introverted. So I think it freaks me out. I know you would be amazing though. So
yeah,
I know.
I can host it.
Miko will host it and I'll hang out.
Nicole
I'll just be part of the group.
You can do the planning.
Yeah, I'm good at that. No, yes, honestly, a goal for us for 2025 is to do group trips. It's just that I have to bring myself
you're stating that.
I mean,
that's pretty.
There's been enough people now who have actually said that to us. Like, this is not the first time we've had someone be like, I would love to do a group trip with you guys. So I think I'm feeling a little more confident that it would go okay, but it is still terrifying me. I'd love to know where to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested in a group trip, definitely let us know because that will be very, good confidence boosters to us. And also let us know where.
I mean, Carrie wants to do Central America. This could be an epic spot after we've been here for a while.
South America would be really good.
You know, a place that we've often talked about is actually Jordan because Jordan is a place we love.
Yeah.
But then I think it's difficult to go on your own. Like, that's definitely a place that, like, joining a group would be awesome. You can absolutely go by yourself, but I think a lot of people would be hesitant to go by themselves.
Yeah.
And we loved Jordan. I would go back in a heartbeat.
Morocco would also be a really good one, and maybe somewhere in Europe. So
it's okay, Carrie.
Someone did ask if when we're heading to like Asia and Europe, and I think it's general travel plans. But
gosh, we can try to answer. We hope to. Are you okay if I say this?
Yeah, go for it.
So our goal right now is to get down to Panama and then drive. We have to drive all the way back to Canada because we've got, of course, Eevee and we've got a car. And our hope is to not fly Eevee if we can avoid it. Anytime we can avoid flying her, we want to do that because she's too big to go with us. She has to go underneath the plane and she's never been in a plane. So our hope is to get down to Panama and then like book it down to Panama and then book it back to Canada. And then we would love to start something in Europe. We don't, like, next summer. We don't know if that would be like leave the dog with family for a few months and Miko and I just like blitz a bunch of it, or if we could actually like go there, get a vehicle and overland it with Eevee. I don't know if that would be feasible cost-wise, but
it would be fun to overland Europe, but
and then go like far east.
And then also
we'd have to book it east.
Also, like visa issues might be a little tough.
Yeah, because the EU, we can only be 3 months in the EU, so that's honestly that we don't really know is always the answer that we give to travel plans because we don't even know where we're going after this. We have this place booked till Thursday. That's it.
Yeah. Is that Is it streaming?
No.
Not yet.
It's thinking.
Is it streaming now?
Oh, I can see you on this. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So
Here,
we're going to
hold on.
switch to the computer because
You're back.
the Sony
Trail says.
A6700 can't handle
Yes.
the overheating, which is an issue I've heard.
Yes. We've only had this camera for a few months, so we're still learning its nuances.
But
I
we
want to
will-
say...
If we wanted to do long stuff, we should have got the FX30, but that's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, but I mean,
Oh.
I could show a little bit of the space. Yeah. There's
Oh,
the
yeah, there's a
there's
little
the
bit of
lake.
space.
We got a little plunge pool there, but it's a little bit too cold.
Yeah, we rarely use it. We've only dipped once or twice in it. I also want to quickly say, hi, Hannah. Someone said that their daughter is watching. She's 7. Nice to see you, Hannah. Hope you're having an awesome day, you guys.
Great.
Okay.
I don't know if we have that many questions, and maybe we should just
Sorry, I feel like we do, but...
end it because
Any problems?
the live.
Can I ask a few more questions? Because I feel like there was some more here that I was supposed to ask.
Yeah.
How do you choose what destinations you want to vlog? I liked this question, actually. I remember reading this one. Also, tell us, if you're having any problems hearing us, guys, let us know, because these are no longer connected, I don't think.
Yeah. How do we choose where we want to vlog?
If you don't mind answering that, I'm going to read some questions.
Yeah, we honestly, most times we just vlog, we just go to places where we want to go.
Yeah.
So really we try to be as authentic as we can with our channel, and we just aim to bring everybody along for the ride and show these beautiful places in the world. And the same beauty that we experience them with our own eyes. And for the majority of times, we don't really pick where we go based on YouTube. We just pick on what we want to do, what we want to enjoy, and then we make a plan after let's say after we select a country, we kind of make a plan. We'll make a video here, there.
Yeah. I think, oh darn, I hope we're not, okay. I was gonna say, I think we might be pausing a bit, but hopefully our video feed is okay. We've had some comments, actually, from people. I feel like it's been the last few months. We've had some comments of people being like, you guys should go to country X. You'll get better views, which is so interesting, because actually the way that YouTube works, views don't actually necessarily equate to how much money we're able to make. So I always find that one interesting, because they're like, go to India and which we have vlogged India, but they're like, go to India, you guys will get so many followers and so many views, which is true. But then those viewers typically don't follow you past that location. So it kind of looks like this burst of numbers, but it doesn't actually pay us very well, for starters. So I mean, that's part of it. And it doesn't look great when we have so many subscribers and then not a lot of views. So I always thought that was interesting.
I think we need to move inside because the
Oh, Morgan says answer mine. I'm sorry, Morgan. Maybe can you tell me
We're
what
gonna-
it is again?
you got to speak to this. Okay, we're gonna move inside, and I think we're gonna wrap up pretty soon.
Yeah,
because
apparently we're having internet
the
problems.
internet is not doing great.
Morgan, can you remind me what your question was? I'm sorry. It's hard for me to keep up with the chat and also talk.
We're back inside the Airbnb.
Okay.
Eevee is. I thought she was drinking our coffee.
Jamie says sound is good, so that's good.
Okay.
Maple Trail says that there's a high heat tolerance setting in the cam settings. I think you already have that on, don't you?
It's already on.
Yep, hilarious. Okay, sorry.
I think just the hour long of video.
Someone asked how many countries have we been to?
I don't know.
We don't actually count.
We don't really count.
We don't. I generally know I've been to 50 something, I think. And I think Mika's been to 35 or 40 maybe.
The thing is we don't really try to count them. We almost try to ignore that number because I feel like counting a country just seems
sometimes we'll go to a country and only see the capital or something, and then we're like, can we really say we've been here? Can we tick off a whole country?
Yeah,
you know.
I feel like it does almost an injustice to visiting that country by just counting it, because there's so many aspects of a country, and the idea of visiting a country, counting it, and then moving on to the next one, to me, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't. it doesn't do that country justice. So we always try to ignore that number, and we really, sorry, I know.
There you go.
I'm holding the laptop. We really try to just ignore that number and enjoy the country for what it is, and then
the parts of it
and then move on to what we can. So
okay, maybe last question here. If you had decided years ago not to vlog, what would your lives look like now? That is a great question. We for sure would not still be traveling, not full time. There's no way we would still be affording it.
Maybe we'd be traveling, but maybe have different jobs on the road.
Maybe
I would have maybe taken up some programming or
that's me.
Video camera work.
Yeah, I would have done my like counseling or something and done counseling online. Who knows? I have a feeling. My best guess is honestly we would probably ended up back in Calgary, where we're from, in Canada.
Yeah.
With Eevee and back to the life that we had left, most likely.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe we might end up there anyway. Who knows? Okay, I'm going to end it because obviously we're having technical problems as expected.
We're going to have to end it on that camera there.
But first, thank you guys so much for joining us. Whether you're doing this live or if you're watching the live or the replay afterwards, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And spending Sunday morning with us. And again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's celebrating today or this weekend. Yeah,
happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we're going to try to do this live again, hopefully sometime soon.
Miko likes to make me do these often. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for joining the live. If you have any other questions, by the way, and we missed it, we're gonna just put it in the comments and we're gonna try to we'll try to answer it. And this video again will be posted onto the channel.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye, guys. I'm gonna find Eevee. Eevee, where are you going?
Eevee's in the bedroom.
Oh, she's asleep. Okay. Bye.